Did you see Black Thought's freestyle on Funkmaster Flex?
I didn't.
You should check that out.
He's incredible, too.
The reason I say you should check that out is because he's always been incredible. He's always been incredible. He's always been my favorite MC, but a lot of people did not understand. And I'm not putting you in that group because I feel like you study enough to know.
Yeah.
But a lot of people didn't understand how dope he was until he got on that Funk Flex freestyle. And it took him a career of being a GOAT MC to even get to that. Now, you went on Sway and they challenged you. You know, and they was aggressive with it. He got up, was banging on the table, and even after you came hard the first time, they was like, everybody got at least one
good
verse. And when he said that, I was like, that's not accurate, Sway. Not everybody has at least one good verse. But I get what's happening because Clark Kent gave you that cosign.
Yeah.
And Chino XL at that point had called up and gave you that cosign. I want to get into that in a minute too.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, well now I need to really see. Yeah. And you spazzed out. Were you nervous to do that?
Oh my God. It was my most nervous show I've ever done in my life. I don't like go to interviews or podcasts like that because I don't like most people's dialogue. So I usually don't. I don't like poor journalism.
Well, welcome to the People's Party. I'm glad you're
here. Yeah, I know. I'm blessed to be here. Thank y'all. But yeah, most people's journalism is like terrible to me.
I agree, which is why we started this show. That's why we started the show, because hip-hop journalism is terrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It is terrible. But I've been to some good ones. I've been to some ones that I'm like, yeah, this is crazy. But to circle back on Sway was my most nervous. I had been on radio shows. I had freestyle before. I had done all of this stuff. Sway, I walked in. Before I even walked in, we was in a city. I had my seat back in my mom's car. I said, I'm not going in there. My mom was like, what you mean? We up early. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Stop playing. Whatever. I said, no, I'm not going in there. I said, put on Yolanda Adams, please. I'm like, please put on it. So she had the gospel blasting. I got in the building. My stomach was in my shoes. And this is why I say I love Heather B. Because as soon as I walked in, she was like, come here. She was like, give the devil back his emotions. And she held both my hands and she prayed with me. Like, we literally sat there and prayed. And the moment she said amen, everything lifted. Like, I didn't feel nervous anymore at all. We sat down, we had good dialogue. I ended up being, I think, the longest interview in history of a person that wasn't an already established artist.
Absolutely.
In the history
because that was
universe.
an over an hour interview. I watched it and I was thinking, Sway don't sit down with nobody for no hour that he don't respect like that. Yeah.
But yeah, I was extremely nervous. And when I got in there, you can't pick your beat that Sway. He just gonna throw you in the shit. Like, whatever you gonna get, you gonna get. I was happy to hear the first one. I'm like, cool, I escaped. This is, whatever. He like, let's go, keep going. I'm not gonna punk out. Right? So I'm going. And if you see towards the end, I start to stutter because I'm really off the dome. Like, I'm like, I'm like trying to catch the pocket. I'm trying to like say certain things.
You played that off good though, because you was like, y'all got enough.
Yeah, y'all good.
Y'all good.
Y'all good, y'all got it. Meanwhile, I'm good. I'm good.
Right, I'd had enough.
Yeah, nah, but it was incredible. The experience was just, oh my God. And Sway, knowing my uncle for so long, it's like, he's like an uncle to me as well. So
yeah, let's talk about that for a second, because Chino XL, first of all, is one of the best MCs I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, he's incredible.
I mean, us MCs look at Chino like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? What's going on with bro? I toured with Chino, with the Rebel Arms crew. Shout out to Immortal Technique. Chino held me down.
Yeah.
Chino gave me some real good conversation. Chino's a real stand-up dude. And so I already knew that Sway was fucking with you. I knew that Clark Kent was fucking with you. Rob Markman called up.
Yes.
That's the homie. That's a great artist. That man is a great industry person. Yeah. He's a fan of you. And then Chino's your uncle?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Well, I don't understand this perfect vortex conversion of what's going on? Tell me about being a story he told on Sway, being in Chino's arms while he was recording I Told You So album.
Yeah, he was holding me in my grandmother's basement during that time, and he would create down there a lot. He had built out his own studio for him in there, and I mean, everybody who's anybody has been in my grandmother's house. I mean, you still in the basement, you see people's signatures. It's like people's signatures is down there, from Naughty by Nature to, you know what I'm saying, Tupac. Everybody's thing is in my grandmother's house still. So it's like, it was just nice coming up under him and seeing his lyricism. And I used to come to California in the summer times when he was out here and spend the whole summer with him and my cousin China and you know, just all of us. And it was, I don't know, he's a genius, as you know. He's a member of Mensa. His IQ is out of this world. And I've been meaning to test myself for that. I'm not sure if I'm all the way up there, but I'm pretty sure. You know, I might
I'm
be
friends
somewhere.
with Vic Mensa.
Close enough, right? Close enough. He's absolutely brilliant. His vocabulary is on a different level. His cadence, his breath control. He's honestly just impeccable. And it was a pleasure to like learn under him. And I'm kind of upset that I was always a student, obviously, but I didn't really care for the craft as much when I was a kid, and I kind of regret not being more present in the space that I was.
You got so much time.
You know,
You got so much time. I mean, you really dope, but you are just getting started.
Thank you.
What we done started. Look at what we done started. This the people party. When opportunity knocking, then young nigga move that door. Whoa, get your foot stuck in it, call me young, go get it. They can't fuck with it, might as well roll with it. What's the